4-0 is Sheen, and he's up a game here over Thomas.
Mono Black aggro has really crept onto the radar very slowly, but I see it getting played more and more at every standard tournament I play.
So you mentioned it's a good deck and block.
It's a very good deck and block.
And there are definitely some nice cards here. He's going to start off with a Thoughtseize, which is a very good card. You're going to see a hand of Dimir Charm and lands there for Thomas. So Sheen will record this information and move along accordingly.
That is quite the keep. Well, 6 lands Dimir Charm?
Scrylands.
Yeah, Scrylands are... hey, there's only 2 Scrylands in it. Only 2.
Scrylands. Come on, that's like an easy keep. Tormented Hero, Painseer, Thrill-Kill Assassin, Herald of Torment, Rakdos Cackler. Those are all 4s here in Sheen's deck. Then there are 3 Mogus Marauder, 3 Spiteful Return, 2 Zathra Necromancer, a Singleton Desecration Demon to go along with 4 Heroes Downfall, 2 Bioblights, 2 Ultimate Prices, 23 lands, 4 Mutavaults among those swamps.
All right, so Thomas using his second Scryland there, shipping something to the bottom. I don't know. I mean, Scrylands are good.
Scrylands. Look, that's how it works. You just get to keep whatever you want because you have 2 Scrylands.
You can, 7 land hand, sure. 4 Scrylands, keep.
Rakdos Cackler in the house. That is unleashed. See if he has another 1-drop. He does not. So just pass the turn back to Thomas. Draws a card. Looks like it's a copy of Supreme Verdict. Just going to play a Hallowed Fountain before passing the turn back over to Sheen, who will take a draw here. And we'll see what he wants to add to his board.
Yeah, so Supreme Verdict, obviously one of the cards that David wants to find in this matchup and find it often. Kaider is playing one of the, a 1-drop aggro deck. Mono Black, though, does have some interesting plays in that it can play around cards like Supreme Verdict thanks to cards like Herald of Torment. You can bestow it into a Supreme Verdict.
Same thing can be said for Spiteful Returned as well.
Exactly.
That's some of the appeal of this deck, and you mentioned this too when we were talking about the new 2-1. Just the fact that you're going to have 12 bestow creatures.
Right.
In your deck, you're going to have, presumably 12 between Spiteful Return, Herald of Torment, and the new one, Gnarled Scarhide. That gives you a lot of flexibility with how you can play games.
Right. Your cards have a lot of different modes, which lets you play around a lot of things. A great draw from David here. Probably the best draw he could get. He drew Jace, Architect of Thought for the turn.
Okay. That's really good.
Yeah, it's really good against 1-drop aggro decks.
Sheen going to draw his card, draws a copy of Devour Flesh. That comes from the sideboard. Probably just wants to make sure that he's okay against a card like Bloodbaron of Escopa. Sheen going to play a Herald of Torment. Does not have a 4th land. Just going to pass the turn back over to Thomas. He's got an Attention Sphere that he's picked up. We already know about the Ultimate Price. He's just going to play the Jace now. Probably take it down. He's actually going to take it up.
Okay. Yeah. Because then he can defend it next turn.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary just because you have to assume that you're probably playing against a deck that does have Heroes Downfall, and you don't have a ton of action. You do have 2 removal spells.
Now that Devour Flesh that was kept in by Sheen, David does not actually play the Blood Baron in his deck. The only creatures he has he has 3 Fiend Slayers and 2 Aetherlings in his 75.
Okay.
So will work against Fiend Slayer, will not work against Aetherling most likely.
Sheen looks like he's going to play a little something pre-combat here. He's really gripping that Rakdos Cackler. Not sure if he wants to play that. You see him thumbing between that and the Devour Flesh. He's got some other options in his hand, but it looks like he's going to start by attacking, and he will. And it looks like it's just going upstairs as opposed to
That's
Jace.
very aggressive if you don't have the Hero's Downfall.
Yeah. There's a Rakdos Cackler. That's going to be unleashed. What's the follow play going to be? A Thrill-Kill Assassin. That's going to be unleashed as well. So, yeah, that's super aggressive there by Sheen. I'm just going to pass the turn back over to Thomas. He's got a D-Sphere and an Ultimate Price in his hand.
He's daring Thomas to go minus that Jason find a Supreme Verdict. He's just daring him to do it.
Well, he's going to try to. Here's a Dissolve. There's a Temple of Silence, and that is a Mutavault. So if he does not get there...
Crisis averted.
He dared him to. You're definitely right about that. Dissolve's going to go to the grip. Lands are going to go to the bottom.
Yeah, he knows that David's hand's full of lands already, so it's the correct split.
Looks like we're going to see a main phase Detention Sphere here. So there's that. Get the Herald out of here.
Yeah, between the Ultimate Price and the Detention Sphere, Thomas can actually defend this Jace for another turn.
Sheen going to take a draw. It's a copy of Mutavault. It's a good 4th land to have. See if there's maybe a Spiteful Return hanging out over there or not. Looks like there might be.
Right now, the Jace is being threatened. So Thomas can Ultimate Price one of the guy, can Ultimate Price the Thrill Kill. Jace can go down to 1, but then Mutavault and Rakdos Cackler will finish Jace off the next turn, even through a plus. Thomas does not have a Mutavault or another kill spell at that point. He just has a Dissolve. So, and then the Jace is very important to him because he doesn't have any more card draw at the moment.
Really relying on that at this point. Gonna play Herald of Torment pre-combat. Allow that to get dissolved if if Thomas would like to dissolve that. But he says that's fine. And so now we're gonna do a little red zone activities, I presume.
Yeah, at least one of these creatures has to go at Jace.
Yeah,
Probably both.
I'm with you. Even though we did see the really aggressive attack last turn with Herald of Torment not even going towards Jace. And it looks like, yeah, he's just ignoring Jace entirely, it looks like.
That one is really surprising because Thomas didn't dissolve the Herald of Torment. You have to put Thomas on a removal spell here.
All right, he's going to cast the Ultimate Price, which Sheen did know about, to be fair.
Right. But you're giving Thomas another Jace minus activation, which I really wouldn't want to give him.
Detention Sphere picked up here. Yep, he's going to tick on down. So here's a Temple, there's a D-Sphere, that's a Fiend Slayer Paladin. We had a feeling we might see that come in.
Right, Jace has done so much work at this point.
Now, Sheen's going to take a look at the 2/2 First Striker with Lifelink. We're going to do the same. It's actually a pretty good card in this matchup, as they don't really have a great way to get off the board. Now, Devour Flesh actually does do a good job of that, so and that's something that Sheen is holding on to. Thomas going to play a Temple here. Going to put that card right to the bottom.
I wonder if at this point Sheen is going to kill the Jace. I would hope at this point he kills the Jace.
What do you got against Jace?
Look at what he does. Look at how many cards that Jace has gotten him.
What do you got against Jace, man? The card's sweet.
I mean, I like Jace, but I don't like it when my opponent has Jace.
Yeah, me either. There's a Thoughtseize picked up here for Sheen. Might want to leave the turn off with that. And he does. That's going to get dissolved right away.
Well, you always have to dissolve a Thoughtseize if you have it. Otherwise, they'll take your dissolve. So you get to scry one. Sure, sounds great.
An expensive way to scry one, but that's exactly what it's going to do.
To be fair, you wouldn't do it if you had, say, a dissolve and a kill spell and you were committed to casting one of them, because this taps you out.
Sure.
Yeah, this is a free kill on Jace. I think that Sheen will take it.
Here's a Devour Flesh, so get that thing out of here. Again, Sheen has been very consistent in his behavior of ignoring Jace and just going to the red zone, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what we see yet again.
I think it's the Cackler. The Cackler decided to kill Jace. That's why you saw the multi-step attack there.
Okay, so Cackler's going to take that down. Herald Torment goes upstairs. Thomas without a Jace right now. So you see the life totals here. David Thomas sitting at 13. Kaider Sheen sitting at 16. A Detention Sphere looks like it's going to clean up this copy of Herald of Torment.
Yep, the top card of his deck was unknown. Thomas, the previous turn, had Temple, the card to the bottom.
Yep.
So that was a blind draw there. And Thomas under a little pressure here, but it's only a Rakdos Cackler's worth of pressure, so it's not too much.
Yeah, there's a Mutavault down there, but I think he's actually sitting okay right now. I mean, one Revelation almost close to the door on the game.
Exactly.
This might be a Spiteful Return. Okay, so this changes things maybe a little bit, but that is a Dark Betrayal, so that's a really, really good draw there from David. Jeez. Spiteful Return is going to stay in play, of course, because of Bestow, but that's actually a really, really good turn for him. So
Yeah, he
Thomas
avoids the Mutavault hit as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost Revelation or bust now, right?
Jace would do it too. Jace is fine. Elspeth is also pretty good here, I would think.
Doesn't get a lot of time, though. Spiteful Return actually ends up attacking for 3. 1 for its normal damage, 2 from the trigger, and then Mutavault. So now Thomas is down. He's down to 8.
Yeah, just like we were talking about Brush Strider earlier, Spiteful Return, one of those creatures with unimpressive stats that has the upside that when your opponent has no creatures, it does attack as a 3-power for 2.
I hope we get to speak about Brush Strider again. I love old Brushy.
These 1/1s and 3/1s for 2 that are just so good.
That doesn't look like a zombie to me. Am I wrong about
Well,
that?
it's an enchantment. So it's like a sparkly zombie because enchantments sparkle.
Okay. I hadn't considered that, so thank you. Here's a Herald of Torment Bestow on the sparkly enchantment zombie. In we go. Trigger, that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6. Thomas is going to go down to 2. There's a Mutavault just hanging out in the row. We might play another one. Yeah, there's 2 islands. That's going to
do it. Bottom. Didn't do it. David Thomas takes his first loss of the tournament.
Yeah. Kaider Sheen, Mono Black Aggro.
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, Mono Black Aggro, like I said, has been under the radar, but the deck's actually quite good.
The thing with me about Mono Black Aggro is the configuration of how you're supposed to build the deck. I think that part's actually kind of hard because you have a lot of options. Also, it's got to be very tempting to splash, right? Spike Jester seems like it's great in this deck.
Yeah, well, look at how many new, the reason this has come up, look at all these new Born of the Gods cards. You have Painseers, Herald of Torments, and Spiteful Returns, all in the deck. That's 12 new creatures.
Yeah. That's a lot of those. Not to mention, I mean, Tormented Hero is a new card from Theros. That one seeing play here. Thrill Kill Assassin is from the older block, of course. Bile Blight is actually a nice card to have access to. That's also from Born of the Gods. And then, the sideboard options, cards that we're really used to from seeing just Mono Black Devotion in action. Thoughtseize Doomblade, Lifebane Zombie, Dark Betrayal, Devour Flesh, and Erebos. But this deck is littered with powerful cards.
Yeah, it's... Like I said, it's a very strong deck in block, and I'm not surprised to see it starting to translate into standard.
Again, Gnarled Scarhide is a card that's probably going to slot in here somewhere. Not entirely sure
I feel
where.
like Thrill Kill is at the end. He's on the cutting board.
But you get to attack through Sylvan Carrington, man.
That's very true.
You're looking at this all wrong.
You do.